Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my page. Again, I am your doctor criminologist. In this video, I am going to share with you um, the difference between interview and interrogation. Unsa may kalainan ani nila, no? What is interview all about in connection with the investigation conducted by the investigator case, as well as what is all about interrogation when interrogation is conducted by an investigator in case that is in connection, the same, no, in connection with um, a case being under, um, the case under investigation. Okay, so let us begin. Before proceeding to the fundamental principles about interview, in crime scene processing, there is golden rule. And the golden rule of crime scene processing is this: do not move, do not touch, do not alter anything. All the items at the crime scene, everything at the crime scene, unless taken photograph, properly documented ni sila tanan, no? Properly sketched, measured, and again photographed. In the same manner, son, there is also golden rule um, sa interview. And what is that golden rule of interview? The golden rule of interview is this: that never conduct or let anyone conduct an interview when you have not gone from or at the crime scene. So that would only mean, it means that the investigator in case should not or will not conduct an investigation if he has nothing understood about the crime scene. Wala siya dito sa crime scene. He is not part of the crime scene processing. He does not possess knowledge of the crime scene. How he will conduct the interview? Because the topic that are to be asked during the interview is all about the case. What is the case all about? All the pieces of evidence that are collected from the crime scene that will be used, gamito na siya during the conduct of interview, no? To present that, no, pieces of evidence to the witnesses, to complement, to confirm, to verify if this is the firearm that the suspect or suspects, if there are many, used in the commission of the crime. So it is very critical and essential. It is pivotal that the investigator in case, before he will conduct the interview, he must have gone from the crime scene. He is at the crime scene, meaning to say he has knowledge uh, to what the case is all about, because it's the duty man of the investigator in case to process the crime scene, to conduct the investigation. So it is a prerequisite before he will conduct the interview. So kung naay golden rule sa crime scene processing, there is also a golden rule sa interview. Okay? So moving forward, so there is three definition given sa interview. No? Number one is, when we say interview, it is a kind of questioning of a person whom believed to possess information that is relevant to the investigation of a criminal activities or of a criminal wrongdoings transpired. Then in the second definition, which is very common in some textbooks that I have read, interview means a simple questioning of a person believed to possess information that is relevant to the investigation of a crime or criminal activity. And in an interview, the interview is willing and cooperative with the investigator. Usually good, no? Usually because in interview you're not dealing with the suspect. You're not subjecting the suspect to a questioning. What who are you going to ask is ang mga witnesses man, no? You're going to ask the witnesses. So usually, most in most cases, more often than not, the interview is willing, cooperative with the investigator. Then the last one is the simple, friendly questioning of people who have the information officially needed by the investigators or investigator if he's only one. So these are the definition of interview. So as you see, makita ninyo sa mga definitions that there is no word suspect there. There is no word suspect. Why? Again, the interview. The person that is subjected to interview is the witnesses. That is why the term used, the word used is person or pretty subject. Subject. All right. Then the next topic is qualities of a good interviewer. This is this should be developed. This should be practiced, and this should be possessed by a criminal investigators like you. You are future law enforcement, and if you will be designated, assigned as an investigator on case, you must develop kaning mga qualities because these are essential. These qualities are essential good for you to successfully conduct the interview. So the first quality is um, rapport, no? Rapport, or some pronounce it rapport. What do you mean by rapport? The keyword there is relationship. So importante yun. It is important niya ma-establish yun ang relationship between you as interviewer and the interviewee. Imagine if you cannot bridge or you cannot establish a relationship with somebody. What do you expect for him to do with you? He has nothing to do with you. He will not cooperate. He will not say yes. So he will be hostile. So it is important. Naturally, stranger, if you meet a stranger, of course, the stranger will not trust you at that very moment. Um, he might have a second thought, but it is you. It is your responsibility to establish a rapport because that is a prerequisite for you to successfully conduct the interview. Because how the source, I'm sorry, how the witness, the person nga imong gina-interview to trust you. You cannot win the confidence if you cannot establish rapport with the interviewee. Then the next is forcefulness of personality. And by just seeing your appearance, no? The way you stand, the way you project yourself out uh, to other people, the way you the way you act. So by just your appearance, no? By just seeing your appearance as the interviewer, you can gain respect the interviewee, no? Ang tao nga imong gina-interview will respect you, then mo respeto nimo, then mosalig nimo. So you will win the confidence of the interviewee, then he will cooperate. He will cooperate and he will go into offer relevant information. Then aside sa appearance, forcefulness of personality also involved the skills of communication, no? Communication techniques, communication skills. How do you speak? How do you talk? How do you deliver your speech, no? To other people, how do you talk, the manner of talking is what is meant by forcefulness of personality. Kanang the way you talk nga murag charismatic nga makakuan yun, no? Maka gain, maka-gain og respect, maka-gain og sympathy. And if that happens, taas yun og chance nga mosalig. And kung mosalig siya nimo, kung unsa imong hangyo, muhatag na siya. No? Muhatag na siya. And in this case, you're conducting interview solely for the purpose of obtaining informations. Then, the next is knowledge of human behavior. Importante siya, no? This is very essential siya. Because in interview, man good, though you are dealing with you are dealing with the witness or witnesses, but take note that from person to person to person, lahi-lahi gyud og personality. Meaning to say, you're going to deal with people with different personality. And importante yun nga, imong masabtan, no? Imong masabtan kung unsa siya nga klase nga pagkatao. Kay aron makahuna-huna ka, no? Establish ka unsay imong approach. What is the best approach to use to deal with this kind of witness. So that is why you must have knowledge of human behavior so that you can size up, no? You can size up a person that this is his personality. This is the type of guy. This is inani siya nga type nga tao. Egoistic type, egocentric type, shy type. So by doing that, maka-establish ka, maka-formulate ka og best nga strategy para imong ma-deal successfully ang witness or witnesses. Kay mangno ka mo sabay, no? Since you have knowledge about human behavior, so kay mangno ka mo sabay, you know how to flex, you know how to bend, you know how to you know how to adjust, you know how to go up if that is necessary in case, no? In case depending on the type of witness you are dealing with. So that is knowledge of human behavior. Then conversational tone of voice importante sa niyo. Kaya ang alangan, you're only dealing with the witness. Yung imong singka-singkahan. Naturally, kung imo nang buhaton, no? The tone of voice, the way you talk, the way you speak with the witnesses is confrontational. Ma-offend sad. Ma-offend. In interview, you're not dealing with the suspect or suspects. You're dealing with the person. Whether I will cooperate or not, I have no liability. No? So, ikaw may nanginhanglan, so dapat imo ni siyang i-deal pag maayo ang tao para siya mo participate, para siya mo cooperate, and you will get a flood of informations from him. Then, next is common interest. This is very important. What do you mean by common interest? Dili pwede o dili ka kasabay. Dapat, again, ganiha, sa katong knowledge of human behavior, dapat kahimang no ka ma-size up nimo imong mabansay-bansay unsa man ni klase nga tao ni. Egocentric type. Let's say for example in common interest. Because you will not proceed directly man to questioning about the main topic, about the case, no? So you will make a warm up first. Warm up. Then during warm up, ang mga pangutana ana is not about the case. So any questions that may strike a communicative mode or may open a positive nga atmosphere nga siya mo cooperate na mo istorya na, no? So he will introduce these questions, which for example he will ask if sa may imong mga hilig ba, no? Sa may mga hilig nimo, then he will respond, ang akong hilig ba is hilig ko og mga manok, no? Hilig ko og manok pamuwang. So what are you going to respond? Dili pwedeng imo siyang ingnon niya, uy wa day klaro ng imong hilig, no? Sugaro lumali kang dako. No, ma-offend ang tao niya na. What are you going to do it? You should share the same interest. So that is common interest. So dapat naa nga quality ang interviewer, no? Dapat naa nga quality ang interviewer. Kay para dili ma-offend. Imo siyang sabyan, no? Imo siyang sabyan niya. Parehas dita. Kasi dili ko tinuod, parehas dita, no? Parehas dita nga mamuwang sad ko sa una. Before ko ning suod sa Philippine National Police Academy, inana sad akong lingaw, sir, no? Sir, ma'am, no? Inana sad. Para, in that way, God, maganahan ang tao nimo, then, magkasinabot mo, then, maabot na sa punto nga, musalig na siya, no? Musalig na siya, then, later on, ready na siya mo-offer, no? Mo-offer kung unsay imong gusto makuha na informations from him, no? From him or from here. So that is common interest. Then, acting qualities, no? Acting qualities, what does that mean? What is this quality means? Means that the investigator in case must be an actor. He must also be a salesman, then also a psychologist. Kung pwede ka magpahilak-hilak, pwede ka magpakatawa-katawa, masigoy katawanan, kanang katawa ang suspect. So dapat yun imong sabjan. You will go down, you will go up, you will be in the middle, or whatever kind of character na naana nga witness, dapat imo na siyang ma-size up para ikaw makasabay sa. Then the way you talk, no? Mura kag salesman, imo yung mapaagni, no? Imo siyang ma-persuade niya. He will cooperate with you, no? So that is acting qualities. Then one of the qualities also is humility. This is very important, son. Kay kung way batasa, no? Arrogante kayo ang interviewer, ang investigator in case. Do you think the witness or witnesses will cooperate in this succeeding or subsequent interview? Of course, they won't, because they will be offended. Ma-offend. So dapat humble lang, no? Let's say, for example, maski pa og siya mo'y late, ang imong interview mao'y late, nag-set mo appointment alauna sa udto, pero na-late siya mga 1, atong lang ibutang 1:30. So dili nimo siya kasabaan. Kung pwede pa lang, kung mahimo ikaw ang magsuri, no? Sorry sir. Oo na gyud, magsuri na siya kay na late, but you will ikaw ang maguna, no? Ikaw ang maguna. Magpaila ka nga, you're sure to him that you have this characteristic humility. Sorry kayo sir. Kay ako kang naabala, no? Ako na disturbo imong udto, no? Kaudtohon. Supposedly nakatrabaho, but do not worry sir. Kay kung pilay imong trade karong udto, pilay imong sweldo, ako'y bahala nimo, no? Ako'y bahala nimo, pero joke lang, bitaw. So that is humility, no? That is humility. You show you show courtesy, you show sympathy to the interviewee. Okay, so the next topic is the stages of interview. So there are four stages of interview. Dili pwedeng mo diretso lang ka, oy, no? Hindi pwede yan, no? Hindi pwedeng diretso ka na lang sa pagtatanong, no? Which is the last na siya, no? Cognitive interview. How are you going to conduct the interview if you do not have knowledge everything about the case, no? Dili pwede yun. Baligtas ka tong golden rule sa interview nga dapat ang investigator on case must have gone or from the crime scene o naa siya ideya gyud kung unsa tong mga ebidensya nga nakolekta, unsa tong mga ebidensya nga naa sa crime scene. So that is part of the preparation stage. In the preparation stage, the investigator on case should exhaustively, comprehensively, no, rigorously review the facts, all surrounding facts about the case at the crime scene again, then all relevant informations from other sources. So he would be um, well prepared, well ready for the interview, no? Well prepared and ready for the interview. Then the next is approach, no? The next is approach, no? After the preparation stage, then now the investigator in case, the interviewer will select. He will carefully select the kind of approaches, the strategy, the kind of technique that he is going to use during the conduct of interview. Will he use single approach, um, combination of two, or if um, necessity dictates, then he may apply everything, no? Everything available and techniques known to him. So let us assume that the approach is well taken. Preparado na siya approach. Kaya nakahimang na siya o unsa nga klase during the preparation. He knows already kung unsa nga klase nga um, um, uh, tao nga iyang isubject sa interview. That is part of the preparation. Nga dapat makahimang no ang investigator in case sa background sa mga tao, sa mga witness nga iyang isubject for an interview. Then again, next after approach is warming up na. So this means that imo nang gimit ang tao nga imong interviewon, no? Imo na siyang gimit. Again, before ka mo proceed sa pag-interview about sa iyang nahibaw-an sa kaso, mag-warm up sa. Same ra na sa muduwa ka ini sports nga dili ka mo warm up, posible nga ma-injury ka, no? Posible ka nga ma-injured, no? Posible ka ma-injured. So similarly, in interview dili pwede og moderate lang ka, okay? Basin og ma-offend hinuon ang ma-offend dili pa ready ang interviewee. That is why there is warming up. Mag-warm up sa. And how warming up stage is done. Of course, the questions are not yet relevant. These questions are mga preliminary or exploratory questions, the purpose of which are to clear the atmosphere, no? Kung medyo tensionado pang atmosphere, dili pa cooperative, dili pa communicative, there is no communicative mode yet sa interviewee. So that is why mag-warm up sa lagi, no? Mag-warm up sa para ma-promote ang conducive ground for friendship. During warm up, imo nang makita kung imo na bang na-win ang trust, no? Saling na ba ni mong interviewee? Do they or he or she pay respect to you? Imo nang mahibaw-an during the course of the warm up, no? During the course of warm up. Tungod kay kung na-open na ang communicative mode sa interview, meaning there is now established friendship, the interview pay respect to you, then trust, meaning you win already the confidence of the interviewee, then you will proceed to the last stage, which is cognitive interview. No? Cognitive interview. What is in this stage? So again, ako na nang gimension gini ha nga sa kaning cognitive interview, you are going now to ask the interviewee. You will let him narrate his full account sa iyang nahibawan bahin sa kaso without interruption. No? There should be no interruption, no intervention, and there is no interference. No? There is no interference. All right. So, but in addition, para dili nato makalimtan si four stages of interview, we can make a mnemonics ani nilang upat. So, atong gamiton ang ilang first letter sa kada word. PAWC. So, if you will read it all together, PAUK. No? PAUK. P stands for preparation, A stands for approach, W stands for warming up, then Charlie stands for cognitive interview. Then, okay, the next topic, still part of interview nga topic, roles and questioning. No? Roles and questioning. So there are 5 rules on questioning. Number 1 is one question at a time. Dili pwede og imong paslakan ang baba sa interview og 5 ka questions. Wala pa gani nahuman, wala pa gani nga nantubag ang first question. Now you are going to introduce another question. Wala pa gani tuwag ang first ug second question, you are going to introduce another question. So on and so forth. One question at a time. Kay kung inana ang mahitabo, ma-defeat ang purpose sa interview. Wala man siya tubag. Wala siya matubag tungod kay lupig pa ni mo machine gun. Huh? It should be one question at a time. Then the second rule is avoid implied answer. Ayaw, no? They should not be allowed. That when you ask the witness or witnesses, the subject of his full account, you will let him to respond by just nodding his head. Now, ayaw. Tando lang. Sigurado nga ma-defeat ang purpose sa interview. The purpose of interview is to obtain flood of informations. Mao magina purpose sa interview anong conduct mag interview, so that you can gather, you can obtain relevant flood of informations, datas, informations, knowledge. Then the third is simplicity of questions. Of course, labi na gyud. This rule is applicable to uneducated ng mga tao, no? Uneducated or poorly educated ng mga tao. Nya mo gamit yung mga legalistic nga mga terms. Maglibog na sila, mag-confuse na. No? Maglibog sila, di sila kasabot sa questions, of course, di will not respond. Labi na gyud mauwaw pa sa mauwaw pag yun sila mo mangutana, what is murder all about? What is robbery? What is swindling? What is conspirator? So dapat the question should be simple. So balik tas katong quality sa interviewer, dapat na dyan knowledge about human behavior. Kimang siya nga poorly educated, uneducated. So dapat he should go down to his level of intelligence. Dapat kimang siya mo adjust. Then saving faces. The fourth one, saving faces rule is not literally means imong sawon, imong i-save ang iyang nawong. But saving faces means this way. During the course of questioning, labi na katong mga even mostly siguro mga uneducated, masayop sila, there is exaggeration or honest error sa pag-describe about time, giving a description about time, about distances, about description, about the pieces of physical evidence nga naa sa crime scene. So kung ang imong buhaton imo siyang katawan, if you will make laugh out of it, you will ridicule his stupidity, what will going to happen? Of course, ma-offend siya, no? Ma-offend siya. And if that happens, he will he will withdraw his participation in an interview. He will decline anymore. He will not participate. He will not cooperate. So what are you going to do? Of course, you will save face. Imo siyang i-guide. So that is what is meant by saving face is imo siyang i-guide. During an embarrassing situation, dapat imo siyang i-guide. Then, okay, so that is saving faces. Then, the next is yes and no answers. This rule should be followed. Kay sigurado gid mga defeat ang ma-defeat ang purpose sa interview, no? Ma-defeat ang purpose sa interview. Again, ang purpose sa interview is to obtain floods of significant, relevant nga mga information. Nya, ang imong question is, ang tubag lang magalimit lang sa yes or no. So, the last rule, yes and no answers should be avoided. Avoid yes and no answers. Okay, the next topic is type of witnesses. The first is know nothing type. So these are the reluctant type of witnesses, and mostly good. Kinsa man silang mga know nothing type, from the term know nothing, meaning mga uneducated, mga poorly educated individual, or those who possess low level of intelligence. So the investigator's qualities of being, of being a psychologist, being an actor should be applied. So he should use that approaches to deal with this kind of witness. Dili pwedeng iyang i-impose iyang authority, magpa-area siya nga I am superior than you. No. Dili siya mo cooperate, ma-offend siya, no. Malain ang interview. So dapat he should go down to his level of intelligence and go down to his level of education. Then the next is this interested type. These are uncooperative and indifferent subject. They will not cooperate because they are not interested. Then drunken type, in dealing with this kind of witness, there are two set of interview conducted. The first set of interview is during the time nga siya hubog, then the other set of interview during the time the person is already sobered. Sobered means not anymore intoxicated or not anymore under the influence of liquor. Then the next is talkative type. In dealing with this kind of witness, the investigator case should know how to manage this kind of witness. Kay kani siya nga klase nga witness, prone to exaggerations, adding irrelevant nga mga informations niya, posible nga mo digress, musibag siya out from the topic. So it's the responsibility of the investigator in case to guide him. Dili mo kay magpataka nila labaw pa ni machine gunning mga klase nga witness. Napo na ka istorya, usa pa ka istorya imo, but usa lang ka question, but the answer is daghan na kaayo. Pero usa lang ang sakto, no? Usa lang ang sakto. Sa napo ka istorya o usa lang ang napo ka responses, usa lang ang sakto. Then honest witness or witnesses, this is the most ideal. This is the most ideal kind of witness. Honest witness, of course. This kind of witness is truthful, and since he or she is truthful, it follows that he is cooperative type of witness. Then the next is deceitful witness. Medyo lisod na siya i-deal because posible nga kung dili nimo masakpan ni siya nga liar, no? He is a liar type of witness. You might acquire a false information. So to handle this kind, to counter this kind of witness, you will just let him lie, let her lie, no, let her lie. Then you will order him or her to repeat, to narrate again his account about the case. Then mas maayo sad nga during the course of interview, imo man siyang pabalik-balikon, dapat naka-tape record ang tape recorded ang iyang mga responses. Ay aron imo siyang i-confront based on that recordings na ay inconsistencies, meaning you're only telling to me lie, yeah? All information that you feed to me, you offered to me, are all lies. Then kung imo siyang sakpan nga nangilad lang, so he will tell the truth. So that is how to deal with this kind of witness, deceitful witness. Then timid witnesses, they are the side type guys, no? And the approach that is fit to this kind of witnesses, just be friendly, just guarantee or just show to this kind of witness that you are a friend. No, you are not a threat. You as a police officer is a friend. So friendliness approach is fit to this kind of witness. Then dapat imo siyang taga-garantiya that the informations offered by him or her are treated with utmost confidentiality. Then the next is boasting, egoistic or egocentric witness. So the same with what I have mentioned example a while ago, katong pag-share of common interest. So that can be applied in this kind of witness. Kaya boasting, mga egoistic, hambugon ng mga klaseng mga witness. Kaya dili man pwedeng imo siyang labuan, no? Kaya kung imo i-override ang iyang ego, ma-offend siya. Then kung ma-offend siya, he will not cooperate. He will withdraw his participation in an interview, no? In an interview. So let's say for example, kung during the warm up, no? During warming up, no? During the warm up ng stage, imo siyang gipanguntahan na unsa imong hilig ba, no? Unsa imong hilig? Ako nga hilig is naamuhi kog manok. Then naa kay follow up nga warming up questions. Pila man say kantidad ang imong mga manok kada isa, sir? Ang kantidad is barato lang kayo, sir, no? Barato lang gyud kayo. 100,000 ang isa, no? Para nako barato lang na kayo, sir. Dili pwede imong labuan, no? Kay base nimo siya ingnan, barato lang day kayo. Ako namuhi man sad ko. Moabot og tag half million kada usa. So what's the tendency there? Kay imo magi-override, so you hit his or her ego. So ma-offend yun naturally, ma-offend mao ni reaction, ma-offend yun ang tao. Then he will not anymore cooperate kay Then he will not cooperate, and he will withdraw participation in an interview. Then the most kind of witness is the last one, which is called refusal to talk witness. These are the most difficult kind of witness to deal with. Okay, from the name itself, refusal. Since he is refusal to talk, unsa man ang information si mo makuha niya, wala. So in order for you to get to acquire obtain it, to get acquire or obtain information from him, you should find out the reason why he's keeping his silence, he's keeping her silence, or why he is refusal to talk. No, kay posible no upon finding out no upon finding out the reason why he is he refused or he's keeping his silence. Maybe the person is experiencing trauma, the person is in shock, the person is uh, fear, there is feeling of fear, hatred, and others. Okay, so the next topic is common reasons why witnesses refuse to talk and testify. Number one is very common in the locality. No? Ang rason nga hindi sila mo cooperate, hindi sila mo participate in an interview because of fear of reprisal. Reprisal. Labi na gyud kung ang involved nga labi na gyud kung ang involved nga mga suspects are sons or daughters sa mga politiko or labi na gyud ang mismo ang politiko or na as law enforcement ang iyang trabaho. Unya ultimo lang siya no, witness ultimo lang. So because of fear of reprisal, he will not testify and he will keep his silence and he will refuse to talk and cooperate to talk and he will not cooperate with the investigator in case conducting the investigation. Then the next reason is great inconvenience. Labi na gyud tong mga kakatuka lang. Pait kayo kung kakatuka lang ka, no? Kakatuka lang. How unsa may mahitabo ba, no? Unsay mahitabo karon sa imong family. Kay kung ma-involve mo ka sa kaso, madrag ka sa kaso as a witness, during court trial, require man ka mo attend, kay mo testify man ka. Now, karon unsa may mahitabo karon sa imong family, nga ikaw ra man ang gisaligan nga mao imo as mo ikaw may breadwinner. So, this is one of the reason nga it is only a great inconvenience for me, sir, nga mo testify kay kakatuka man lang ko, sir, nya unsa na may mahitabo sa akong family. So what the investigator should do is to guarantee nga dili mapasagdan ang family aron siya mo testify, no? But this is noted as one of the common reason why witnesses refuse to talk and testify. Then the next is hatred against the police. Labi na gitong na mga bad experiences sa mga police, no? Police, specifically kani mga rogue members sa PNP, mga police hoodlums, police scalawags, o mga ninja cops nga ilang ginatawag. So, dili sila mo cooperate because of that previous nga bad experiences. So, that is called the hatred against the police. Then, biases of the witness. Kay basin dayo ang suspect iya mga friend or iyang kaila or possibly basin og ang he aid or he abet or he help or he is one of the benefactor of the suspects, meaning labi na gyud kung involved siya, no? That is why he will not cooperate, no? He will not cooperate. Kay basin og mag-drugged, possibly yun nga ma-drug noon kay he is involved with the case. Then, publicity avoidance, kanto ni mga shy type nga mga witness. Yung dili gusto ma-expose ilang identity, no? Ma-expose ilang identity. in the public, kay mauwaw sila, no? Mauwaw sila, this will only bring discomfort to them, no? Hasol-hasol lang. So what the investigator in case should do is he must hide this witness away from the reporters. Not only from the reporters, but away from or hide from the Marites like individuals. Alright, then, family restriction. No? Labi na dito mga respetado nga mga families. Nga sukat-sukat, wala pa'y ni bisan kinsang or wala pa'y ni isa sa membro sa family, sugad pa sila mga ancestors nga link, no? Na involved sa any kind of criminal cases. So, the labi ng mga elders, no? Mga elders, igno nila ang ilang mga control, no? Before you will do these things, you must, no? You need to seek approval first from us, no? From us. Labi na gyud kung the matter is affecting the reputation of the family. So before you, let's say for example, like this, usa siya sa mga potential nga mga eyewitness. So dapat musik sa approval. Pero ang to deal with this kind of witness, ang buhaton, di malagi siya mo testify because the family restriction is being restricted by the elders nga mo testify. So, ang istoryahon sa investigator in cases, ang mismong elder. He will convince, then try various approaches aron mo okay ang elders nga tungtan lang ang younger nga mga younger members of the family nga mo testify. Then bigotry, labi na og the same ang religion, the same ang race, coming from the same tribe, the same ethnic, he will not testify or she will not testify. Then cultist indoctrination. Some cults or religious denominations exercises religious or moral influence on decision of witness to testify. Like, kuya mo na yung mga kulto, labi na ang mga leader sa kulto. They impose their authority, they have full control over the members of the cult, no? So it would be more apparent when the witness and the suspect. Labi na gyud kung the suspect and the witness are coming from the same cult, no? Pareha lang membro sa kulto. Taas gyud og chance nga dili gyud siya mo cooperate. Then, okay, so that is all about interview. Now, the next is interrogation. So there are two definition available. The first definition is when we say interrogation, it is a vigorous or aggressive questioning. It is now vigorous. The term is vigorous. The term uses vigorous and aggressive questioning in the sense that the person subjected to an interview is not anymore a witness, but usually in an interrogation, the one that is subjected to interview is the suspect or suspects naman, no? Suspect or suspects. Alangan wa man siroy kawatan nga motugan. That is why the investigator in case must utilize, apply, or employ sophisticated yung mga interrogation techniques, advanced or mga modern yung mga interrogation techniques, so that the interrogation process or processes is successful or are successful. Then the second definition is Interrogation is the skillful questioning of a hostile person suspecting of having committed, because you are dealing with the suspect. So it follows that the ways and means of questioning should be skillful, no? Skillful, because there is no theft, there is no criminal that will just easily confess to the investigator on case or to the interviewer. I mean, the one who is conducting the interrogation, dili na mo ano, usually good. Then the next is the purpose of interrogation. So there are two purposes of interrogation. Number one is to obtain confession and admission. Then, on uncooperative, reluctant, or unwilling witness or witnesses, it is to obtain relevant information or informations he possesses or they possesses or she possesses. Then, okay, let us I will distinguish confession versus admission. What is the difference between the two? When we say confession, it is a direct acknowledgement of guilt arising from the commission of a crime, while admission, it is an indirect acknowledgement of guilt. Nailaing definition yata diha sa admission, it is an acknowledgement of facts or circumstances without accepting guilt, or guilt may be inferred in it. Let's say, for example, in confession, nangawat ka og manok. So, imo ang kulong. Direct acknowledgement, it means you're accepting all the facts about the case. Meaning imo gyud giangkon wholly ang krimen. While ang admission, you're only acknowledging some facts or some circumstances. You're acknowledging facts or circumstances, but you're not accepting guilt, no? You're not accepting guilt. But in your statement, guilt may be inferred. Let's say, for example, yes sir, tinuod man nga diha ko sa pagkahitabo sa krimen, diha man ko sa dihang gikawat sa suspect ang gikawat ni A ang manok, no? Ako pa gani ang nag-abli sa pultahan sir, pero dili man ako ang nagkawat sir. So that is an example of admission. The suspect is only acknowledging facts or circumstances, but he will not accept guilt, no? But in that scenario, given sample scenario, guilt may be inferred. Okay, so that is the difference of confession and admission. Then, and in confession po, na duha ka klaseng confession: extrajudicial confession and judicial confession. Simple lang ang ilang kalainan. When we say extrajudicial confession, ang pag-angkon is nahitabo outside the court of law, while in judicial confession, nahitabo during court trial, right after arraignment, right after the reading of charges, mo plea, no? Plea bargaining, mo plead guilty or not, and if he plead guilty, that is judicial confession. Then, what is meant by custodial interrogation or custodial investigation? They are the same. It is an investigation conducted by the investigator to a suspect who is under police custody. And take note, this is one of the essential legal requirement that the investigator on case should follow during the interrogation. And what is that? The investigator on case should strictly observe the Miranda rule or Miranda doctrine. Kaya mauni ang rason nga nung ang kaso ni Ernesto Miranda was dismissed because the Arizona police, no? The state of Arizona, the police in Arizona failed to inform uh, Ernesto Miranda of his constitutional rights. No? Constitutional rights. They failed to inform that Ernesto Miranda of his right to have his own counsel. No? Then the next is, what are the techniques in conducting interrogation? So there are so many techniques. The investigator on case may apply depending on the kind of witnesses. I mean, the kind of suspect or suspects he is dealing with. Number one is emotional appeal. The same as you're appealing emotionally to the suspect to confess. Sir, I have talked to your family. I have seen I have seen how difficult it is uh, in a situation nga mawad-an og padre de pamilya, no? Because you shot dead the victim. Nakita gyud nako sir nga luoy kaayo ang family. Maora ba lang gyud, no? Mao lang gyud to ang siya lang ang gisaligan sa ang family as the breadwinner, no? So tungod kay imo siyang matuda sir, so luoy kaayo. Ug isa man lang ang hope sa family members, kaya dapat mataghan og justice ang ilang ang padre de pamilya. So I will appeal to you, sir, nga moangko na lang ka, at least patagaan na tong hustisya ang victims, no? Ang victim ug ang family members, no? Family members yan na ulila. Then the next is sympathetic approach. It means that you will just show sympathy to the suspect or suspects. How? So you will start to talk. You will talk with the suspects, no? You will dig into. You will ask preliminary nga mga questions. Yang imo buhaton anang the purpose of asking that questions is to dig deep into his past trouble, no? Or iyang mga plights, mga unfortunate events sa kinabuhi sa suspect. Let's say for example, imong na discover nga siya di ay wala na papa ug mama sayo pa during pas iyang elementary nga life. That is why napariwara siya, no? And now he became a notorious nga criminal. So what are you going to do is to feel or to share the same feeling with him para makakuha kag simpatiya niya. Actually sir, kay mga ka almost similar to experience. Inana po ako kong experience, naka-experience po ko og you have experienced also a lot worse in life. But look at me now. Ning agi gapon ko sa tuwid nga daan sir. I am not taking the dark road, no? If that is a good word to use to describe sa kaning mga unfortunate nga mga events, mga dili maayo nga mga past experiences nga mao'y nagka-contribute sa iyang pagka murag shape, nagka-contribute nga nahimo siyang criminal. But you will share the same feeling pero imo siyang murag pa-konsensyaon by sharing also your experiences. Ikaw nahimo kang out sa mga experiences, no? Sa kantong ako ang mga experiences. Ako ang man sad gyapon, naman sad nako gyapon ang pagkabuot sa kung unsa man ako ang mga damgo. So dili ko man ulahi ang tanan, sir. Ang imo lang ang kuno ni, then you will serve the service of sentence. Then you can start again, back to life again, back to normal life. So you will offer, in applying this approach, sympathetic approach, you will offer help, kindness, and friendliness to win his cooperation. Aron siya mutugan. Then friendliness. Simple lang. You will just be friendly to the suspects. Kasagaran man good, ang reaction sa usa ka tawo nga imong gipakitaan siyang pagkamaayo nimo, no? Nakipag-amigo ka sa ka tawo, ang kanapon nga tawo magpakita po na og the same way, no? Taas gyud og tsansa, no? Taas og tsansa. So if that happens, yeah, maga-feel ang suspect nga you are sincere, no? Safe siya, no? Safe siya ug maka-feel siya og maayo nga positive nga atmosphere, then it may induce the suspect or suspects to confess. Then is next batch of interrogation techniques are this: tricks and bluff, no? Tricks and bluffs. Number one is the pretense of solid evidence against the accused, no? The accused. The investigator will bluff the suspect that if he will not confess, so imo siyang ilaron, no? He will bluff, he will trick the suspect or suspects na kay mangno mo na ang among na establish nga mga ebidensya, among nag-gather nga mga ebidensya is very strong to send you to jail. So mas maayo pag muangko na lang mo, no? Mas maayo pag muangko na lang mo. Kay imong igarantiya niya, imong igarantiya nila that kung mo confess sila, their term or his term of sentence will be within the range of probation. Then the next technique is the weakest link. So this technique is applicable kung ang number of suspects is three or more, no? 3 or more. So how this technique is applied? So out sa katong tulo, from sa kaning tulo ka suspects, magpili kag isa nila nga mahuyang nga mao imo i-consider na weakest link, no? Weakest link. Then siya ang imong i-subject sa interrogation, siya ang imong i-subject to a questioning, no? Vigorous or skillful nga questioning. Then during the questioning, you will use trickery, you will bluff him. Imo siyang ingnon niya kay mangno ka nga before ka na mag-interview, amo nang na-interrogate ang imong mga kauban. Unya ingon sila nga ikaw man kuno ang nakadawat sa, ikaw man gyud kuno ang dako og bahin, no? Naa nimo ang kinadak-ang bahin sa inyong gikawat. So hangtod nga moabot sa punto nga murag siya ma-corner nga dili na tinuod. Gamay rang akong bahin, si. That is how weakest link is applied. Then the next is drama. So the same na weakest link, but si weakest link nga katong gi-subject sa interview, um, applying this technique nga drama, imo siyang pasyagiton, no? Imo siyang pasyagiton, you will order him, no, to shout, then to fake shout kay i-fake lagi ang nga gipasakitan siya, to fake pain and agony. Then ipadungog siya sad nga naay ang mga lamesa, ang mga chair there is banging of the chair ngadto sa bungbong, no? Gidasag, no? Giwarak ang ang mga ingkuranan ngadto sa wall or sa floor aron to make it appear that there is commotion going on. Kantong mga suspects kauban niya nga naa sa adjacent room, imo sad padunggon. So makadungog to sila, makaunahuna na sila nga pastilan di ay ug dili di ay tamutuga na ni impatso ta ani. So this is how drama works and this is how drama is applied. Then the next is feeling contact with the family members. Ang buhaton sa investigador ani is iyang ilaron ang suspect nga kay mangno ka sir nga dito no kugikan sa imong balay ako anang naistorya imong family members, imong mama, imong papa, imong mga igsoon, even imong anak, imong asawa. Niya sila mismo supplied relevant facts bahin nimo nga against nimo. Sila mismo ila kang gi-implicate, no? Sila mismo ila nang ni supply sila information nga against nimo, ha? Nya imo siyang ingnon nya kay mangno baka nga kung dili ka mo angkon, posible nga madrag ang imong family sa investigation. So posible nga mo confess, no? Posible nga confess. Ang rason nga imo ning i-mention as a form of trick or bluff, just bluffing, no? You're only making a bluff to the suspect or suspects. Imong gigamit ang iyang family para siya mo angkon lagi, no? Para siya mo confess or mo admit sa iyang involvement sa crime. Then line up. So simple rin yung line up. Na ay 7 to 10 nga um, suspects kunuhay, pero isa lang yun na diha ang tinuod niya suspect, mao na tudloon sa complainant, witnesses or victim. Pero prior sa police lineup gina-coach gitudloan na, no? The witness and victims and complainant are previously coached about the identity of the suspects. Kaya basig masipyat. Kaya ang purpose nga nung nag-police lineup, niya tudloon para makorner ang suspect, ha? Iyay nahibalaan man ko sa mga witnesses. Then how about reverse lineup? So inani ang reverse lineup, naa sa the same sa police lineup, naa sa gihapon naka-line up nga mga suspects, no? Suspects. But sa reverse lineup lang ang mo-identify sa suspects karon several complainants and witnesses, unya dili ra kay ang usa ka crime katong tinuod nga crime iyang gi-commit ang iyang i-associate, kundi daghan pa nga mga several crimes na wala dili gud imong tinuod, just to make bluff, no? Just to trick, just to corner, para ma-corner lang ang suspect nga. No, dili tinuod, no? Dili tinuod kanirang. Ang akong nakumit is kanilang through reverse lineup ma-corner ang suspect or suspects nya mo ilang ang konon Kay madesperado naman sila, lima ka ang daghanang mga suspect, ang daghanang complainants. I mean, ang daghanang witness, ang daghanang complainants ang mo i-associate ka sa daghang nga mga crimes, klase-klase crimes. Then, the next is stern approach. No? Stern approach. First is, stern approach means strong, no? Brave, o serious. No? Serious ang investigator on case ani. No? So, number one, under sa stern approach is pretense of physical evidence. Imong ingnon ang suspects nga kay mangno ka nga naa result sa crime lab sa katong examination sa blood stain, sa saliva, sa firearm. All the results of the examinations are pointing to you. Meaning to say, the result match. Isa lang kapangalan ang ning come out, no? Imo lang. So, mas maayo pag muangkon na lang ka kay mao lang gyapon og dili ka muangkon. The evidence is strong. So, this pretense of physical evidence. Then, jolting. How jolting is applied. In the questioning process, the investigator selects the right moment to shout. When we say jolting, you will shout. But you will select, no? Imong timingon at the right time, at the right moment to shout some pertinent question or statement, part of the statement in an apparent righteous courage. Dili po mo sa punto nga threatening. Eh, when you threaten, kung ang confusion, no? Ang confusion is the result of a threat or duress or coercion, it will not be admitted as evidence in court if that is established. Then, indifference. In the presence of the suspect, the investigator will discuss and debate about the strong evidence in the case that will result to a conviction to a conviction of a maximum penalty. You will just discuss and debate with the suspect about the strong evidence of the case. And then, kung dili ka mo angkon, ang mahitabo ani strong mga evidence, mo-file ang kaso, then sigurado nga mo-convicted ka o ang penalty is taas kayo, maximum ang penalty. The aim is to induce the suspect to confess by conditioning his mind that he is finally cornered with no other recourse but to confess. Then, feigning protection and consideration. So in this technique, ang investigator will ask series of questions appearing to be formalities. As if nga wala lang, no? You'll ask questions as if you are protecting, no? You are respecting the rights of the suspects, which is mauni nga klase nga technique. Pero maka-feel, no? Para maka-feel og security, maka-feel og safety ang suspect, no? Suspect. Kaya mao man nga klase nga technique. You're feigning protection and consideration. Then it will induce the suspect to confess. Then opportunity to lie, you will let the suspect to lie. No? You will give him the opportunity to lie. Let him tell a lie about his friends, about his personal life, about his family friends, anything and everything. His knowledge about the complainants and witnesses. Then also additionally, the suspect or suspects are questioned about the activities before, prior, and after the commission of the crime. And in applying this technique, mas maayo sad nga tape recorded yun, tape recorded ang interrogation. So that during confrontation, imo siyang i-confront nga you're only telling a lie. So dapat maback up pa na, naka-backed up ang tape recorded niya interrogation. Then the Matt and Jeff, or sweet and sour technique, or the good guy and the bad guy technique. So basically, ideally, duha ka investigador ang involved ani para ma-apply ni nga technique. Since Matt and Jeff man, so obviously duha ka investigador ang involved. Si Matt mao ang bad guy, then si Jeff mao ang good guy. Una nga mo conduct sa interview is ang bad guy, the rough, the mean, and dangerous guy, which is si Matt. Then after the Matt, then the good guy, kung dili pa mo angkon yun, dili pa mo confess ang suspect, so mo si Jeff will came in, no? Then continue the process until nga mo confess ang suspect or suspects. Then the next is removing the ethnic or cultural barrier. So kung ang suspect is Ilocano, dapat Ilocano po ang investigador magkandak sa interrogation para ma-remove ang ethnic o cultural barrier. Lahi man gud og dili nimo kaparehas og ethnic, kaparehas og tribo. Kay di ka maka-feel og sympathy, you cannot feel safe, dili ka makasabay, dili ka maganahan, no? Dili ka maganahan. So para mo confess kung Ilocano ang suspect, Cebuano ang suspect, Tagalog. So dapat ang interrogator, ang investigador should be coming from the same ethnic or coming from the same or having the same culture with the suspect or suspects. Labi na gyud ko lahi sad og language. So not only ethnic or cultural barrier, pati na sad ang language barrier. Kasi for example, kung waray-waray ang suspect, so mas maayo gyud kung though naman natay national language, pero mas maayo gyud nga ang interrogator, ang investigador, gikan sad sa kana nga lugar nga kamausad ana nga language nga dialect nga kamao ang suspect or suspects. Then searching for the soft spot, labi na tong mga notorious nga mga criminal, professional nga mga criminal, serial killer, no? Mga serial killer nga lig-on kaadyo og mga balatian, no? Lig-on kayo og balatian. Lisod kayo pa ang konon, no? Lisod kayo pa ang konon. Okay? Ang ilang kasing-kasing is hardened like a steel. Perhaps because of these factors. Because of poverty, destitution, hopelessness, despair, apathy, indifference, injustice, hatred, or other nga mga factors. But yet, maski pag-unsa ka gahi, maski pag-unsa ka gahi ang kasing-kasing, naagya po na portion o naagya po na hope, naagya po na chance nga mo melt down na nga hardened like steel nga heart. How? So you will search for a soft or softest spot. So kasagarang soft spot that can be discovered by the investigator in case is posible yang tatay, posible yang nanay. So, iyang family members, iyang grandparents, iyang wife, iyang anak, or whatsoever nga doon ni diya nga may magsilbi niya nga weakness, no? Para ma-pinpoint ang iyang soft spot, and then mag-meltdown, then as a result, um, he will confess, no? He will confess because once discovered, upon discovery nga ang iyang anak mo ay pinaka-soft nga mo iyang weakness, the softest spot is his child. So he must dalon siya nga dalon iyang anak nga those crimes, I mean not crimes but in the interrogation room face to face aron mag-meltdown from that hardened like steel mo meltdown na favorable to the interrogation kay nanay hope nga mo confess ang suspect or suspects if there is many. Then this technique also, searching for the soft spot, is not only used during interrogation but also used in crisis management during hostage crisis situations. Yes, kay labi na yun og grabe sad kagkahi ang hostage taker, no? Na siya gipampatay ng mga um, hostage. But because you have established that ang iyang soft spot di ay ang iyang weakness ay is ang iyang iro, no? Ang iyang iro. So imo dalhon ang iyang iro ipakita niya para mag-meltdown ang iyang hardened like heart. Then he will surrender or confess. Then additionally, aside sa katong mga traditional, conventional techniques of conducting interrogation, so there are modern techniques in conducting interrogation. Number one is rationalization. Number two is projection. Then the last one is minimization. And what is this? Rationalization. Very simple like this. No? Simply like this. You will just rationalize to the suspect that I understand your situation, sir. I understand why you kill the guy. Why you kill the guy? Tungod kay sige na siya kaniding victim di ay kanunay man day ka ginadaog-daog. No? Kanunay man day ka ginadaog-daog. Kasabot ko sir, no? Kasabot ko nganong naglungkam ka, no? Nganong nag-commit ka og robbery. Nang imong gilungkam ang landbang. Tungod kay imo ranggi, you're only feeding your starving. Ang imong purpose is to feed your starving family. Pero sir, sayop man lagi gyapon. Nagsabot ko sa imong side nga imo na comment. Pero sayop lang gyapon, it is a crime. And dapat you should be held criminally responsible. So that is rationalization. While ang projection, you're not only putting the blame to the suspect, no? Dili na kay imong basulon ang suspect, kung dili imo sad you are also putting in the process you are putting also the blame on other persons. Let's say for example, iyang napatay ang silingan tungod kay wala pa utanga. So, applying this projection nga technique, ako ang na-discover sir nga mao di ang imo siyang napatay tungod kay wala man ka pa utanga. Wala ka nakapalit og bugas. So, naa may sala sad gyud. Naa say pagkulang, naa say kalapasan, naay pagkuwang ang imong neighbors. So naa sad say um so meaning again, you are not only putting the blame sa suspect kundi imo sad gibaling ang blame on another persons, not only to the suspect. So that is projection. Minimization technique is simply like this. Imo rang i-minimize ang culpability of the suspect. Imong i-convince ang suspect to confess kay kung mo confess ka sir, no? Kung confess ka, ang epektuhan is ma-reduce ang penalty, no? Maubos ang penalty. So that is minimization. And that is all for interrogation. And that is all for interview and interrogation. So if you learn something from this video, please follow this page and follow this channel for more meaningful. If you find it meaningful video like this, so that I will create more videos like this. Thank you. So now the next topic is the usual physical signs of deceptions. So there are 6 physical signs of deceptions. First is sweating, color changes, and the next is dry mouth, breathing, pulse, then avoiding eye-to-eye contact or avoidance to direct eye-to-eye contact. So this may observed during interview and perhaps kasagaran yun may maobserbahan during the conduct of interview. And this is very useful. Kaya ito mga mahibal-an kung ang tao nga gina-interview and the suspect or suspects under custodial investigation, gina-subject sa interrogation, is really telling the truth or just telling a lie or telling only lies. So the first one is sweating. So maski pag walay physical activity nga ginahimo ang tao or suspects, by just introducing a significant or relevant questions nga na-activate na mao hinungdan para ma-activate ang sympathetic nga nervous system nga mao responsable sa tong fight and flight response, mao responsable para mo increase ang heartbeat. So there is profuse sweating, and this profuse sweating, unusual nga sweating, gisingod siya maski wala siya ga-exercise. Again, wala siya, there is no involved physical activity. Normally, singdon yun. But by just introducing a significant or relevant questions, gisingod siya. No? Which indicates tension, anxiety, shock, or fear. Because extreme nervousness is also the cause of sweating. No? is also the cause of sweating. Again, number one, physical sign of usual nga physical sign of deception nga makaingon ta nga posible nga kaning tawhana is only telling a lie, not telling truth is sweating. And then the second one is color changes. Kanang mamula, mamuti, mamuti, mamula, then vice versa. Now, we have experienced this one. Nga kung if we are experiencing a shameful or anxiety provoking events or shameful events, if we are going to experience that one, our face might turn to pale, mamuti, no? Mangluspad, nya, mamula. So when a person is angry, the face is on blushing appearance. Nga naman, no? Why the face is in blushing appearance? Because it is the result of extreme nervousness or embarrassment. Again, gini ha, I have shared with you that kung kita is experiencing a shameful nga event. So, mamulata, mangluspanta. And take note that color changes is indicative na ang tao is deceptive. And if kung ang tao is deceptive, of course, probably good. More probably, ang tao is guilty. And additionally, a pale face, again, luspad ang tao is a reliable nga indicator of guilt. So now, the third is dry mouth. Kano sa man ta magtiingon niya, uga ang iyang baba. So, mahibaw na nato through observation nga kanunay siya magatunog laway, then kanunay siya iyang yes, kanunay magatunog og laway, then since kanunay siya magatunog og laway, maobserbahan nimo pinaagi sa iyang Adam's apple. So there is a constant movement of Adam's apple. And dry mouth, the same with the other two signs of deception. Dry mouth is a sign of extreme tension. The person is experiencing some extreme tension, there is dry mouth, and it is a reliable symptom of deception. And aside from that, in relation with this dry mouth, aside sa constant movement of Adam's apple nga imong ma-observe during the interview or interrogation, there is also sweeping of the lips, are indications of dryness of the mouth. Then the next one is breathing. Breathing also can be one of the usual sign of deception. Okay, once ang tao is guilty of something, he will try to hold his breath. That is why there is gasping. Laom ang iyang ginhawa na ay, yes, laom ang iyang pagginhawa. Because there is an effort to control breathing. Labi na gyud kung a critical question is being thrown to him or being introduced to him. So if there is something unusual about his breathing, the witness or witnesses, the suspect or the suspects, try to control his breathing. This is an indication of deception. And the next one is about the pulse. So since the interviewer and interviewee is very close to each other, so makita gyud sa police investigators or mismong interviewer ang carotid pulse nga naa sa neck area. So makita nga na ay uh, sudden changes of the pulse, no? Sudden changes of the pulse, paspas kaayo ang pulse, labi na gyud kung a critical question or question is being thrown to him. Then the last one is avoidance to direct eye-to-eye contact. In layman's standpoint, kung ang tao dili gid makatutok, usa kuno ni siya sa timailhan, nangilad ni batana, nangilad ni siyang tawhana. Yes, it is being noted that avoidance to direct eye-to-eye contact is a sign of guilt or a sign of deception. And additionally, misty or teary eyes indicate remorse or repentance. Labi na gyud kung maobserbahan sa interviewer na something is going on in his or her eyes, mura siyang kahilakon, which is an indication niya mura na siyang nagbasol, no? Remorseful o nagrepent siya sa iyang ang nabuhat nga sayop. So I'm referring to the crime, or yes, the crime he or she is involved in or he has participation. So those are the 6 usual signs of deception. So katong unom, very significant siya during the conduct of interview and interrogation by the interviewer. Kay pait kayo na you have obtained, nakagather na ka og mga informations, but at the end of the day, these are all lies. Susakit na. So, mas maayo nga during the course of interview, imo na siyang mahibaw-an, no? Imo na siyang mahibaw-an, imo na siyang ma-confront nga she or he is only telling so many lies. Puro na lang bakak tanan, no? Puro tanan bakak. So at that moment, imo siyang ma-correct, and then you can obtain the those relevant informations, which is helpful during the course of investigations, because that is the real essence, significance, the purpose of conducting interview. That is to gather informations, and then interrogation para maka-obtain ng confusion, mapatug-an, mapaangkon ang suspect sa iyang krimen niya nabuhat, or confession or admission. And in conclusion, I have here some inspirational na mga statements or remarks para ma-inspire ang kamong tanan nga makatanaw, makitaan ning akong video. Labi na gyud tong ako mga estudyante. So my dear students, always remember that success is 100% the consequence of our day-to-day meetings. So we will not waste every moment of your life, and take note that being great is a choice we make, and take note that you and we are already there. So we'll just keep it up each day. Take note that life is not tomorrow, life is not also yesterday, life is today. So in day-to-day making, we will do our best, and the reward will surely be favorable to us. And that's all for this video. If you learned something meaningful from this video, you can hit the like button or pwede sabihin nyo i-share if you learn something from this video. Thank you.